Hi, welcome to another edition of the Toll Files, being joined by John Baker today. Welcome, John.
Thanks, Dave.
So, John, exciting time in your life right now, as I understand you're, kind of getting prepared to head over to Europe and do some cross racing. What brought that on?
This was, this all kind of, the idea came up in our little think tank up at my house, which is me and my wife sitting in our hot tub and just kind of throwing ideas out there. And I always had the idea that I wanted to go to Europe, and I just threw it out there, and she was enthusiastic. So we've been planning since last January to move over there for the whole season. And we actually just sold our house today. It was the first step there, and we'll be living in Bruges, and I'll be racing cyclocross World Cups.
Your Vitamin Cottage team here in the States has been tremendously supportive of a lot of athletes along the way. Will you be riding in their colors over there? Do you have a team lined up?
Vitamin Cottage doesn't really have a cross presence, and
there aren't too many Vitamin Cottages in Europe either.
I've been racing for a local team, Primus Mutri, Harshman Wealth, and I'm going to continue with them at least for the frame sponsorship, and they'll be a sponsor of mine. I'm still looking for a title sponsor, kind of help out some more with expenses.
Is there a network over there that you can kind of plug into? Has Jonathan Page broken some ground for American riders?
I think so. Actually, one of the people I've been in touch with is his old sponsor, Morgan Blue. So, just kind of getting feelers out there. I don't really have anything concrete yet. So
I just saw you in, and certainly get in touch with John. We'll forward on any emails we get. Just saw you out at Tulsa Tough. I thought that was a really well-run event. A lot of prize money as well. How was your experience there?
Pretty smooth. I was a little scared the first day when we're lining up at 9:30 and at night, and it's raining and there's lightning in the air. But the racing turned out to be pretty safe, and the organization was top notch and friendly volunteers. So I had a good time. My form wasn't there, but I was happy just to. Finishing in the teens and paying for your trip isn't such a bad race.
Not that easy to do.
Yeah.
So, are you talking about bringing the form on a little bit later this year because of the focus on cross?
I'm actually going to, I like racing road, and I have some decent success there. So I'm going to do a regular road season through Elite Nationals, and then going to kind of taper down and start preparing full-time for cross after it's about July 15th.
So that's when you flip the switch and you go into cross mode.
Yep.
And so when you talk about spending the season over there with like October through February, is that the time?
Pretty much. October 15th, we're going to fly over. First World Cup is in Belgium on the 21st, and I'll be doing that. And then the goal is to make the World's team, and that's in Italy at the end of January.
And you've raced for America at the Worlds before. Once you get kind of in the system with USA Cycling, does it make it easier for you the next time?
Well, you kind of know what to expect. I mean, my thing was when I raced Worlds, it was a great experience, but I felt like I wasn't really ready. Mm-hmm. You fly over there twice. I did the Jeff Proctor's Christmas camp, and then I flew back to the U.S. and I flew back over there. And by the time I was on the racing Worlds, it's like my legs just weren't there, and I didn't have a great race. So that was kind of one of the big motivations to go back, to feel like I had something left to prove.
Sure.
I wanted to see what I could do. I knew it was better than 40th place or something. So
it'll be very interesting to see your result this year. So a little bit of a odd question, I guess, but do you feel now, of all the revelations that we've had with all of the doping going on over in Europe, is cross itself going to clean up a little bit? Should you see as a clean rider, are you going to be 10, 15 places better once we get some of the dopers out of there? Hard to say, isn't it?
You see all this stuff coming out on the road, and cross hasn't really been touched with that. I know there was stuff a couple years ago with de Klerk.
Right.
But it seemed to me the guys are going as fast as ever, and there's still kind of two speeds there. I look at guys that dedicate themselves to it, and the top guys are just that much faster. So. But you look at Page, and he had a breakthrough result, and
sure.
You like to think that he's doing it right. So maybe people are getting scared and they're going off their programs.
Yeah,
because all the crackdowns they're happening in Belgium, and that's where all the top guys are. It's hard to think that they are still getting away with it. You know, now the police are involved, and
Yeah.
at least hopefully they're feeling some pressure.
Hey, do you think that you would be able to notice a difference going from last year to this year if what you're saying is true? Is there going to be one speed?
There's a lot of factors. I mean, I raced over there before, and obviously it's going to be faster just because it's so ingrained. They've been, you know, they're doing everything right as far as equipment and experience, and you know, I'm hoping I'm going faster.
Right.
You know, it's really hard to say.
By going over there and racing in Europe, is it one of those experiences where every day you see something, you learn something that the guys in America don't know about yet? A new way to glue the tires, you know?
There might be. I mean, I guess my experience from being there was I really learned like a couple important techniques as far as racing, just following guys' line. And cyclocross, it's so important, the technique aspect. And you know, people are so technically adept there, and the courses are a little bit different. And I think that's just something you kind of build on.
Sure.
So.
When did you find cross in your life?
It was actually after my first season of road racing, I think back in 2000, and all of a sudden the road season's over. It's September, and I didn't have anything to do, and I wanted to keep racing. So my friends encouraged me to go out and race cyclocross.
And what year is this?
This was 2000.
Mm-hmm.
And
what is your regular day job?
I have a full-time job as a software engineer for a local Boulder.
So are you going to be telecommuting from Flanders?
No, I'm not. I'm actually taking a leave of absence.
Great.
And 5 months off my job, so it's really almost an extended vacation for me.
Well, these opportunities don't come along often enough in life. I really hope you can make the most of this over there.
Thanks. I'm pretty excited about it.
So take me through the rest of your summer, just so John Baker fans will know what's going on. What races have you got coming?
We've got Tour de Ney in a couple weeks, and then Tour
I'll
de
see you
Nevada
there.
City, which is my hometown race. I grew up in Nevada City, so.
And isn't there something, the lore of that race is there's never been a hometown winner? Is that correct?
There's never been, yeah. I guess, so one guy came really close in the 70s, and he crashed on the last corner, and that kind of, he was leading the race, and that's kind of built up the legend over time.
I can only imagine. That is a sensational weekend, though, with Ney and Nevada City. It's about as good as it gets here in North America.
That'll be fun. And after that, just some more local races, a couple stage races here I hope to do well in, and then Elite Nationals, which looks like a really good course for kind of a climber, all-arounder like myself.
It absolutely is. Well, I'm going to see you at just about every one of those races. So
all right.
I'll be cheering for you from the sidelines.
Hopefully I won't be on the back. Like I think you gave me a shout out in Tulsa. The pace is really hot. You know, Baker's barely hanging on.
I don't think I said Baker's barely hanging.
Yeah, I don't know.
I said watch for John to attack.
I think that gave me impetus to move up.
Well, good.
Back, yeah.
Well, right on. For John Baker, I'm Dave Toll. This is the Toll Files, and we'll see you down the road.